Sup, you chuckle fucks? It's your boy Dark Raku here with What If Issei had the Prince Karma Seal part 3 of this What If. Yesterday I could have done part 3, but instead I was too lazy. Well, no. The first time I tried to do part 3 of this What If, it kind of got, well, mostly delay from the fact that my parents was here and the fact that I was literally getting taken somewhere else and blah blah blah. It was a mess, but not the point. Of course, other than that, I tried to do part 2, but then I just decided to, or not part 2, mostly take 2, but I delay it for mostly later on or mostly after the stream. Yes, I was streaming on my first channel. I'm just gonna keep streaming on my first channel because until I get to swing it, well, mostly the mood and swing to just start uploading back on my first channel. I don't know. I gotta really start uploading. I don't know. I have delayed it for such a long time. But yeah. Also, what's it called? What was it called? Also, so yeah, this is now take 3. I am now doing it, and I better fucking do this What If instead of being lazy. But yeah, this morning I was thinking of doing it, but I got lazy and I fell asleep instead. I woke up around 12:45 or something. So yeah, now it's actually 2 o'clock because I actually delayed it for such a long time. But yeah, and now I'm rambling on, delaying it even more. But not the fucking point. Let me just begin into What If. Let me shut the fuck up and let me begin. So we begin into Issei. Issei is right now kind of looking at the people who are staring at him. But before, just calling someone on his phone. Yokai is actually right next to him, and Yokai is confused, saying, "Who are you calling?" This is where he says, "You're gonna know about in a minute." This is where, well, someone answers the phone. This is where, well, the person says, "Yeah, hello." This is where, well, mostly he says, "Hey, well, let me say his name again." This is where, well, he says, "Hey, Kokoro." Kokoro says, "Yeah, what do you want?" He say, "Kokoro, you know how your clan is basically specialized in mine? The mine and other stuff? Yeah. You want me to erase someone's mind, isn't it?" So Kokoro is actually from the Yamanaka clans, but yeah, don't worry about that. This is where, well, Kokoro says, "You want us, all of our clans, to erase someone's mind, isn't it? Or just erase a couple people's mind because they saw you use chakra. Yeah, but I want you to erase like a lot of portion of their mind. I think they watched like the whole thing of me fighting against the Yu Suzukis. You do know about the Yu Suzukis." Kokoro says, "Are you fucking serious?" Fine. I first gotta talk to the leader about it. And if he gives us the improvement to go over there, then we will. Where are you exactly? Japan, in a small town called Kuo. You fucking serious? We're nowhere near that place. We're not the fucking, what's it called? We don't have the flying Raijin, you know that, right? He says, "Did I not give you a flying Raijin?" "No, you didn't." Fuck. Well, when you get here, you should erase these people's minds. This is where Issei right now gets his phone right now in front of him, takes a picture, and shows almost red hair, purple hair, and yeah, almost like the entire everyone there. Ryu's Parage and Shona's Parage, and also mostly Moroham Matsuda. This is where, well, mostly Kokoro says, "Okay, if they don't say your fucking secret out into the fucking world, which is gonna be more of a pain. Can't you erase their minds for temporary using your Sharingan?" Issei says, "Yeah, but I kind of lost a little bit of chakra. You lost a lot fighting against Yu Suzuki. I told you to fucking fight him in a secluded area. Why did you fight him right in a public area?" "I did. It just, Yu Suzuki managed to try to travel the dimensions and threw us ass out of the secluded area. And the secluded area was actually near some of the other villages. But no, the fucking idiot decides to kind of throw us into this place." And this is where, well, we'll see, Kodo says, "I see. So you were right next to us, kind of. Mostly modern time villages." "Yes." Damn, that's a pain. "So, how many Utsutsuki did it kill?" "2 only. I don't know where the third one's at." "Well, 2 actually combined to 1 becoming one very strong being, but that managed to kill him. I don't know where the last one's at." The last one decides not to follow along the battle between mostly a big ass dude named Kimishiki and the other kind of like shorter but skinny taller dude named Momoshiki. I was fighting against Momoshiki half the whole fucking time. The other one named Urishiki, I think that's his name, escaped. I don't even know where he went. For all I know, he's probably going after the Bijus. This is where, well, we'll see Kodo says that's very bad if he does go after the Bijus. Yeah, I don't even know what the... Well, I do know what the Usuzukis are after. They're after the World Tree. But you should actually keep the Biju security. Mostly all Chinchurki or whatever bullcrap you put them in. This is where, well, mostly Kodo says, yeah, understood. So, just erase their mind for a temporary time. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna fucking do. Or should I kill them? It doesn't really matter. They should not know anything about the Shinobi world. So killing them will be fine. Besides, you can blame it on an incident saying the meteor smashed upon them. Issei right now had an idea. Ding! That is so fucking true. I can do that. Wait a minute. I'm forgetting something for some reason. Kodo says, huh? Oh, are you forgetting about your, well, mostly how should I say, that play as mostly the elementary? Oh, fuck! Oh shit, I forgot about my own son. This is where, well, mostly Kodo switch up and says, did you forget about your own son's play today? Oh shit. Oh god. No. Shit, I gotta rush over there too tonight. What time is it? 2 o'clock and it's about to, well, start. This is where, well, he says, like, shit! I can't really be late for him. No. He's my only child. I need to be over there. Shit! I'm coming. This is where, well, mostly Issei hangs up the phone. Go to say, wait up. Motherfucker, did he say Kuo? This is where, well, he kind of asked someone else, and someone else that was inside that person's room. Yeah, he said Kuo. And he sent us a photo. Yep, I already got the photo. Okay. We don't know any of their names, but probably in the Shinobi world should be find out the names. We can send spies, and then after we find their locations, we should erase their memories permanently, or from mostly the information they saw from the Suzuki's battle. Yes, sir. This is where, well, Kodo says, now, if you don't mind me, I gotta go talk to, what's it called? Inosuke. Not Inosuke, mostly. I gotta go talk to Inuichi Yamanaka. This is so troublesome. God damn it, Issei. Whatever. Understand? This is where, well, the person nodded and jumped away. This is where he disappears in an instant. This is where, well, mostly Kodo kind of went up to mostly the leader of the Yamanaka clan named Inuichi Yamanaka. This is where, well, Inuichi Yamanaka says, come in. This is where, well, what he sees is a tall, kind of blonde-haired man with longish blonde hair but into a ponytail. Mostly the blonde hair is kind of like a kind of lightish blonde hair. It's like turning gray a little bit, but not the point. He is kind of old. He seems to be either in his 30s, 40s, or even 50s. But this is where, well, he has kind of like light, kind of green eyes. Yeah, wait. Well, not light green eyes, mostly dark green eyes. And this is where, well, he is right now looking at some paperwork. This is where he kind of looks up to see Kodo. Kodo is a man who has basically his whole face kind of covered up, except for his eyes. Well, not really. His eyes are also covered up with glasses. So he basically has a kind of like black kind of hood around him, like a cloak half the time around him, with dark shade glasses. And of course, you can barely see his age, knowing what he looks like, or if he's a he or she. You can never tell. Does it work? Well, the person's kind of has like a build of mostly like a young teenager of some kind, mostly either being a female or a male, because he is kind of scrawny to be similar to that of just a scrawny male, or he's a female and he's actually built as a female because he was a female in the first place. But no one can tell that much. Kodo's always the weirdest one, but he's also the strongest kind of like mind user, since, well, he has the technique that the Yamanaka clan much more better down, has a much more powerful, and is technically rivaling that of mostly the clan heiress of the Yamanaka clan. But yeah, of course, Kodo right now kind of speaks to, well, Inuichi. Inuichi kind of says, I see. So that's what Issei wants. Fine. I will lend you a support of my group of army. I know Ino also wants to go because she actually misses Issei a lot. Maybe I'll let her go just this once. But Kodo, I need you to take care of her. Kodo says, understood, sir. This is where, Inuichi says, God, I know Ino is going to be excited, happy, and probably trying to F the boy in any time soon or trying to seduce him. Kodo switches and says, yes, sir, I forgot about that also. But we go into a time skip of going into mostly Issei. Well, Issei kind of about to walk away. But this is where, well, before he walks away, Someone almost stabbed into him, or mostly they did stab into them. Mostly stabbed into Issei with a light spear through the chest, and this is where Issei falls down to the ground. It costs them blood and fall down. This is where everyone is shocked. This is where what they see behind mostly Issei was a person with longish black hair, reddish eyes, and has mostly some of his wings kind of ruffled up a lot. Some of them, one of them is ripped thanks to the Black Dragon Emperor, but this is where, well, he kind of has this psychotic grin saying, "Ha! I managed to get one of you. Now I see that the white one died. Doesn't matter. I kill you too. Now I can start my war, my plan, my everything." This is where, well, he realized that the Excalibur thing isn't blowing up anytime soon. This is where, well, he looked for Freed, and Freed is actually gone. The only reason why he's gone is because, well, no one knows. And also, the Excalibur thing didn't blow up anytime soon. Even during the battle between mostly Momoshiki and Issei. This is where, well, right now, making Kokubel confused and looking at the other saying, "Did you stop the Excalibur explosion?" This is where, well, he looks towards mostly Vlad or whatever his goddamn name is. And Vlad says, "What the?" That is true. He looks at his clock and says, "What the? Shouldn't this blown up a while ago?" This is where, well, before even Vlad or whatever his name tries to kind of think of the situation and why it hasn't blown up, his head was cut off in an instant. This is where, well, mostly Kokubel widened his eyes, everyone widened their eyes to see who exactly it was. It was Issei. And yes, he still has the same cloak like the one that had kind of ripped, torn. Unlike the one that mostly Issei picked up, which it wasn't torn or ripped or even had a punch, like a hole through it. This one does. This one is showing it's actually the real Issei. Kokubel looks back to the Issei that he just stabbed and is literally melting into blood. This is where, well, Issei says, "What? Are you surprised that you managed to stab a blood clone? I'm not an idiot. I know that you are still alive. And you will be quite a big problem, so I'm actually going to get rid of you before I go somewhere I need to be." This is where he looks at his clock, realizes that he doesn't have that much time. So of course he throws a kunai straight towards what they call Kokubel. Kokubel right now throws light spear straight to the kunai, which actually destroys it. But this is where Issei throws more. Kokubel tries to make more, but of course one kunai appeared behind him. This is where Kokubel didn't really care too much because the kunai looked normal. It looked like a normal one of those metal kunai, one single metal kunai with a little ring over there. This is where, well, it didn't really have any symbols. This is where, well, any symbols of words or anything. Unlike the three other prong kunais that were being destroyed. This is where Issei grins, noticing that mostly Kokubel's focusing only on the three prong kunai. He doesn't know that Issei knows about mostly just the three prong kunai seals, but not just from mostly the four Hokage, but also knows about the second Hokage's kind of own flying Raijin. It was actually a kind of like still being built kind of flying Raijin, but still he kind of copied it because it was going to be useful. This is where, well, the kunai turns around to show that it has this like weird marking symbol that looks to be a circle kind of having like these like six legs on it. And this is where, well, Issei grins, right now pulling out his katana, and this is where lightning crackles off of it. This is where Kokubel was confused until Issei disappears from Kokubel's view and appears behind, well, Kokubel. This is where Issei says, "It's time to rip off those stupid looking wings of yours. Your weird stupid Kakakenkai, which is annoying. I don't want you to take flight anytime soon." This is where Kokubel was confused and was shocked when he gets mostly all like, what's it called? Not 6 pairs, mostly like all 5 pairs. Well, one missing, but all 5 pairs grabbed and right now cut the fuck off his back. Kokubel screams in rage and like right now pain. This is where he just This is where, well, everyone wanted their eyes. Issei throws the wings away and grabs Kokubel from the shoulder and says, "Where do you think you're going? There's no such thing as for you to try to run away. There's no such thing." Issei right now, his eyes are glowing. One showing red and showing a symbol color, like a weird like pattern, while the other one is purple and is glowing kind of a purple malicious color. Well, it turned green, not purple. This is where, well, the green kind of look like a what's it called? Sharing Rengon, like the purple one, but instead of the Tomoyas, they're actually circles. It looks more like this. Wait, it looks more like this. This is the Renegon that Issei has, and yes, inside near the kind of pupil, black pupil, they're white circles, not black, but yeah, with the outside being black, but yeah, 3 black circles, but yeah. But this is where, well, Issei kind of shows his eyes, and this is where, well, Issei says, "You aren't going anywhere. Instead, I'm gonna make sure you suffer, asshole." This is where, well, Issei cuts the ground literally underneath what's it called, Kokubo, and then instant literally into a square position. And Kokubo was confused until Issei throws a bunch of like kunais down to the ground, but they're not teleportation kunai, explosion seal kunais. Kaboom! This is where, well, a lot of rubble exploded. Kokubo is up in the air, of course, his legs is all burnt, and this is where Issei right now claps both of his hands together, and this is where Issei says, "Ah." He's using so much chakra, and this is where, well, Issei says, "Planetary devastation!" This is where, well, a black ball appears in his hand, and he throws it up in the air. Cookville, who is right now up in the air with a bunch of rubble, starts kind of lifting up straight towards the black ball. Cookville landed on the black ball, kind of, and will not land on the black ball, mostly a rock appear on the black ball. Cookville next, and then a bunch of rubble smashes into Cookville, probably crushing him because it does kind of show a little bit of blood kind of falling down. But of course, where, well, so much of rubble smashes into Cookville in an instant, just crushing him probably. Issei, there's just literally a giant ball just up there, floating. Everyone is shocked to see this. This is where Issei doesn't hold back and uses hand sign seals. Lightning style, kidding. This is where a giant, just blue lightning dragon appears up in the air, and Issei just launches straight to the ball. Kaboom! This is where, well, it destroys the fucking giant ball, and there's literally nothing left. Issei says, "Pathetic. Never, and I mean never, ever try to sneak my ass, motherfucker." This is where, well, Issei literally didn't hesitate, this motherfucker. This is where, well, Yosuke, who was actually in the other fake clone, he already fly off the fake clone, went on Issei's shoulder and says, "Huh, that was interesting. You really blew that motherfucker straight to the 9 rows of hell." Issei says, "Hell yeah. Never, and I mean never, try to sneak me." Whatever. That's where, well, Issei looks behind him and sees everyone still stunned, dumbfounded, and shocked. Issei decides to just ignore them entirely. He sees more Hamamatsu, but just ignores them because he needs to get to a play that's actually going to happen in an elementary. The only reason is because of his son, his child, which I will explain in who exactly that is. And no, he didn't just knock up someone to have a child with, but don't worry about that. We go into mostly Issei about to walk away until someone says, "Hey, you." This is where, well, mostly she said Issei. Issei turns around to see the red-haired girl. Right now, looking at him with just shock. Her mouth is still wide open. This is where, well, she said, "Would you like to, have a talk with us for a second?" Issei says, "Hell no. No, leave me alone. I'm doing something." This is where, well, Rias is shocked, but this is where Akuno decides to shoot lightning at Issei, which Issei dodges in an instant because that was the slowest ass lightning that he ever seen. Issei says, "Leave me alone," I already said. "I have things to do." Issei was going to just keep walking until Kiba appears right in front of him, and then right now has the sword of betrayers, and this is where, well, he says, "No, I can't do." This is where, well, also I should mention Frida's dead because Issei killed him a while ago. Also killed destroyed the Excaliburs a while ago. But yeah, he destroyed the Excaliburs and also the seal explosion by just absorbing it thanks to his, like, karma seal. This is where, well, right now Kiba appears with the sword of betrayers, and Issei looks at this with just an annoyed glance. And he didn't hesitate at all. He swings his right hand into the sword of betrayers, cutting it in an instant, but grabbing the still kind of like half fragment of sword of betrayers that has a handle, and of course shove his right hand into Kiba. Now it was cracking with lightning. Yes, he does use a Chidori. This is where, well, he shoved it into his chest right now, making Kiba cough up blood and fall down to the ground. Yes, everyone widened their eyes after seeing how Issei didn't hesitate. Block his way and you literally would die. That's how fast Issei didn't give a damn. Or, not fast. That's how much Issei didn't give a goddamn about any of them. Now, he thinks that everyone here either has Kenkais or they're just regular human beings. That's all he thinks. That's what he expects Kokubil for. He doesn't know anything about the supernatural existence. He knows about the shinobi existence, the shinobi world, but he doesn't know anything about the supernatural. So, yeah. Of course, he and Murahama with a weird dragon thing, he just really just chalk it up for some weird kind of like metallic chakra bullcrap or whatever, or some kind of random armor that he's just wearing daily. He doesn't care. This is where, well, Issei starts walking away until mostly Koneko tries to attack him, and Yokai says, Hey, look like this white hair girl is about to attack you. Should I burn you? This is where Issa says, I don't care what you do. I need to get to my, what's it called, son's play. Yokai says, oh yeah, I forgot about him. This is where Yokai right now breathes white flames straight towards Koneko, and Koneko could not dodge and gets blasted by white flames. And of course, she literally has almost third-degree burns, because she's a double and her, well, mostly double abilities kind of weaken her from fire, and especially white flames. This is where, well, she is kind of down on the ground, really hurt. This is where Rias was getting angry. And this is where, well, she was about to send a ball of destruction magic at mostly Issei, but Issei dodges it and an instant appear right in front of Rias and just got so annoyed with her, just fed up with how annoying she is. Sona has not actually attacked even Issei. Right now, even the two church girls, like what's it called? We're not two, there's actually 4 church girls who are just shocked to see, well, the red hair already attacked Issei with a ball of destruction magic. Issei cuts through that shit in an instant, but he appeared right in front of Rias, right now using the same blade that he cut down, well, Kokobell's wings off and killed the guy's head off, and just swings it straight to her eye. Literally did not care, had lightning crackle into that blade, and just cut, what's it called, Rias' kind of like left eye, making Rias scream in pain, and this is where Issei says, I don't really like hurting women. Actually, that's a false statement. I don't care about women or not. Male women don't give a damn. Equal rights, equal fights. Now shut the fuck up. You see here. Next time you attack me with some random chakra ball of redness, I'm gonna fucking annihilate you by taking out that fucking eye out next time I see you try to do something stupid like that. Now if you do not mind me, I'm trying to get to a fucking play. Now bye. Issei right now appears next to Yokai, because Yokai was literally just flying up because he knows Issei was going to use a flash step, or not flash step, body flicker, to appear right next to, or right in front of Rias, and everyone was shocked to see how Issei didn't care. Issei just disappears and kind of went back to Yokai's, kind of landing on his shoulder, and he literally disappeared after a while. He went using flash step, but yeah, he could have used that a while ago, but he just didn't. Because he was thinking about that maybe he should use a Sharingan to actually erase their memories, but it didn't. But this is where, well, Issei disappears, but yeah, everyone was shocked. Rias was in pain. Kiba is barely moving because lightning is coursing through his body. But of course, he has a giant gaping hole in his chest. And, well, Koneko is the most injured thanks to white flames. Right now, Murahama and Matsuda could not do anything. Their friend was much more faster than them, much more skilled than them, literally didn't care about one bit of anything. Just fucking walked away and didn't care. Of course, they heard play, but they decided to ignore it. Now, we go back into the volley team group, and everyone was shocked at how Issei literally merciless killed Kokobell, but also merciless kind of just beat the shit out of Rias Gremory's barrage. Heard it the prince, or mostly not prince, heard it, was it called, well, the Blondie Devil, of course, really bad, having a gaping hole, making the white-haired Nekomaru have literally third-degree flames, which mostly a black-haired girl is right now angry. But of course, then they see Rias Gremory has a cut on her eye, and yes, she will have a scar in her kind of right eye, but, well, no one really cares. But yeah, that's Rias. That's her problem for actually kind of like trying to, well, forcibly talk to Issei. Of course, they also noticed that Rias had the chance to revive Issei, because when Issei had that gaping hole, she was actually thinking of reviving him. But no, Issei, that was literally just a blood clone, and no one knew about he can even do something like that. But yeah, we go into mostly Issei getting to a play, and right now kind of getting to an elementary really fast. He right now gets out of his black clothing and kind of just go in there professionally looking like. And of course, this is where Yokai had to become literally a stuffed dragon, or just smaller dragon, because he can actually... They were like, wow, Issei did not care, but yeah. Of course, also, if you hear that loud knocking, that was just my sibling getting back home. And I was thinking of streaming later, but I guess I didn't. Whatever. But of course, well, we go into Issei kind of, well, getting, well, to the play, but yeah. Of course, mostly, yes, Yokai can shrink and other things, but not the point. Issei gets to a play and sees mostly, well, someone sitting down at mostly the spot that he's supposed to sit down, but there was another chair next to it, next to this person, well, next to this girl. And of course, where he sits down and looks at the person. Right now, kind of smiling at the person. This is where, well, the girl kind of has mostly kind of like blackish bluish hair somewhat. She has kind of amethyst eyes, are almost slick a little bit, but not much. This is where, well, she kind of tries to make them into a pupil like a normal human, but right now they're slick. This is where, well, she is looking at a Pacific boy with kind of blackish hair that has spiky, and he seems to be emotionless and not caring too much. But yeah, he seems to be around 7 years old. But this is where, well, she is kind of uncomfortable sitting like this because she usually let her tail be free and her ears be free. But this is where, well, she noticed a man kind of approaching next to her seat and sitting down. This is where, well, she smiles after seeing the person finally make it. This is where, well, the person has kind of brown spiky hair that's kind of a little bit long. He does kind of has what's it called, like blackish, or not blackish, mostly just like kind of right now. For right now, he has kind of like golden brown eyes. And this is where, well, he kind of just looked at the female. Now, the female does have a very sizable chest and other things. This is where, well, he just says, "So, Sarah, how's he doing?" This is where, well, Sarah blushes and says, "He's doing fine." She kind of just says, "Stuttery." He says, "That's good to know." This is where, well, Issei looks at the boy with blackish spiky hair, and of course showing emotionless look eyes and just kind of bored of his life. He's right now playing as literally a fucking tree. This is where, well, mostly Issei and even Sarah smiles. But yeah, this is where, well, we go into a time skip after this, and of course to the next day. Now, of course, we go into a group of girls kind of like walking mostly down the street because, well, everything has went kind of back to normal. Because, well, there is going to be a what's called like meeting between the three factions, but not many people care too much. Well, those who are a part of the three factions, but people who are just normal or people that aren't even a part of the factions really do not care that much. But yeah, that's where, well, these a group of girls are kind of walking down. Mostly a girl with pinkish hair and kind of having reddish eyes. Well, pinkish long hair a little bit. This is where, well, a girl with brownish hair and kind of honey brown eyes. And then a girl with kind of like brownish hair and kind of like these hazelish eyes are walking down. This is where they bump into a boy with kind of like blackish spiky hair. And of course, this is where, well, he has kind of onyx eyes. And this is where, well, he looks up to mostly the girls and just kind of says, "Excuse me." This is where he walks past, but he looks around like he's 7 years old. Someone. This is where, well, he does have black eyes, and this is where, well, he has only a kind of like grayish black t-shirt with a backpack on him, and this is where, well, he does wear black shorts, and this is where, well, black kind of sneakers. This is where, well, mostly all three of them are just kind of saying, "So cute." This is where, well, at the boy, and the boy kind of looks at the girls confusedly, and right now kind of seeing that look, and of course he says, "I'm not cute." This is where he glares at the girls, even though his glare isn't that menacing, but yeah. This is where a couple of other people says, "Yo, Catherine, Mariama, and Ike, what are you girls doing?" That's where, well, they kind of turn around to see other girls kind of approaching. Mostly a girl with kind of bluish hair, and of course mostly bluish icy blue hair with bluish icy, well, mostly icy blue eyes, and of course having like snowy white skin. This is where, well, she has some kind of general outfit. She probably has some kind of kink like that. This is where, well, her name is Steph. This is where a girl with kind of whitish hair and of course goldenish eyes. This is where, well, she kind of has like this like outfit that seems to be like some kind of punk outfit somewhat. This is where, well, her name is Valerie Lucifer. And then next to her is basically, well, a girl with blackish hair, with kind of, yeah, blackish brown hair somewhat. Longish, she does have kind of greenish eyes. And of course dark skin, mostly darkish brown skin. This is where she kind of has like this school uniform that's kind of red a little bit. She does kind of have swords around her, but not the point. Her name is Hamiria, and of course, well, then there's another girl behind them, kind of with a girl with blondish hair. Well, mostly she had two ponytail, or mostly two pigtails, with mostly her color of hair kind of being a palish rose blonde hair with palish blue eyes. Well, right now she's holding onto a stuffed bear, and this is where, well, stuffed bears just seems to be half white, half black, but yeah, half evil, half good, somewhat. This is where, well, next to that girl is another kind of female with mostly, she kind of looks like, well, now the other girl kind of has like this darkish kind of green hair, short green hair, of course greenish eyes, and this is where, well, she kind of has like this kind of greenish outfit that kind of shows a little bit of her bust, but yeah, she seems to be kind of fashionable. She does have kind of green, or not green, mostly like these gem necklace around her kind of neck, with mostly having a kind of like fur coat on her, but yeah, this is where, well, mostly her name is, well, what's it called? Her name is Fubuki. Of course, the blonde hair girl was actually named, what's it called, Junko. But yeah, this is what, well, mostly they are kind of like walking to see what they call the other girls. And this is where, well, mostly Catherine says, ah, Valerie, we were just playing at this like small kind of tiny cute child right here. This is where, well, mostly Megami is kind of glaring at all of them because his name is Megami. He did kind of just say his name, but whatever, he didn't really care too much. This is where, well, because mostly Ika did ask him. This is where, well, mostly Megami says, Megami. This is where, well, they're kind of just looking at how cute he is, but yeah, they wonder who exactly child is because, well, they haven't really seen this child that much. Then again, this town is small, but not that small enough to kind of like meet up with different children. This is where, well, the child is kind of trying to walk away from like these other people until this where, well, mostly someone is kind of walking mostly in front of all the girls, but also seeing the child. This is where this person is none other than Issei. He does have brownish spiky hair that got longer. This is where, well, he shows his goldenish brown eyes, and this is where he's yawning, and this is where Issei says, yo, Megami, get over here. This is where, well, Megami says, oh, hey, father. This is where, well, he is emotionless, but he still calls mostly Issei's father. This is where all the girls were just stunned, shocked, and just dumbfounded. Of course, the girls who are actually there seeing the battle between Issei and Momoshiki and also killing, well, Kokubo and also Rhea Skirming Barrage fucking them up. He is right now in front of them. He right now is wearing a kind of like blackish kind of like coat. Yeah, like a blackish jacket. That kind of has a scarf around because it is getting cold, whatever. This is where he does have black kind of like mostly sweatpants. And mostly black kind of like sandals, but not the point. With socks, but you know he's a menace. This is where, well, he's yawning, and this is where, well, well, it is kind of getting cold, but not that cold. He's just wearing this because he just doesn't care. This is where, well, Megami says, Dad, what are you doing here? This is where, well, he kind of looks at Issei. Issei looks down and says, don't know. I was trying to look for you, and we were trying to see where the hell you were going. This is where, well, Megami says, I was going towards mostly Mom's house. Huh? You actually start calling her Mom? We're not even dating, yet you're calling her Mom. This is where Megami says, I mean Sheriff's house. This is where, well, mostly Issei grins and says, is that what you really want to call her? Mom? I guess I'm gonna have to start dating her now that I think about it. This is where, well, mostly Megami kind of blushes, look away, just because how embarrassed he is, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly Issei grins and says, you like her, don't you? You like her to be your mom, isn't that right? This is where, well, Megami kind of just tries to shake it off and says, let's just go. This is where Issei says, well, before we go, you want to get ice cream before we kind of go over there? This is where, well, mostly Megami kind of shakes his head, trying to just avoid the question about if he really wants mostly Sarah to be his mother or not. This is where, well, mostly Issei says, good, let's go then. Issei picks up mostly Megami and puts him on his back. And this is where, well, or mostly puts him on his like back of his like neck or whatever, kind of having him have his legs on his like mostly front of his shoulder, but not the point, and kind of carrying him like that. This is where, well, Issei says, let's go then. This is where, well, Issei completely ignored Catherine and the others, which everyone who just left there dumbfounded at the conversation between the child, the young boy who was actually named Megami, and Issei, who actually did call mostly Megami child, mostly son, child, or whatever, or even calling him mostly just Megami. This is where, well, mostly Megami did call Issei dad most of the time. This is where, well, they are shocked, confused, and who the hell did he just knock up? But then again, the child does say that Sarah, some girl who is named Sarah, is willing to become mother, and Issei kind of said that mostly then I should just start kind of dating her, because it seems that Issei doesn't really date anyone. This is where, well, they are shocked, left there, and dumbfounded. This is where, well, mostly Catherine is actually kind of, well, surprised. The red dragon emperor inside her just sees her emotions, just kind of sees mostly Catherine's emotions kind of rise up a little bit. Moriam, who had a crush on Issei, literally is shocked, surprised, and right now kind of blushing from the fact that Issei's taking care of a child that isn't his, but clearly the kid calls him father most of the time. This is where, well, mostly that is the thing, and this is where, well, the other girls are just shocked and dumbfounded. This is where, well, he's more kind of, well, mostly Issei was quite, well, not that violent. He was quite emotional when he was in battle. Of course, he showed some a bit of emotions and other things, but then again, he was emotionless and brutal. This is where, well, seeing him kind of act like a father and actually kind of go get ice cream like a normal father, they actually blush because he actually does kind of have husband material on him, even though they mostly kind of suspect him to just be like a merciless murderer who doesn't really care about children or any of that. But he looks to have caring about this child, either he adopted this child and actually take care of him like a kind of father will do, or they don't know if this is actually his true child, but then again, they don't know who exactly the mother would be because they don't even look the same. So yeah, this is where, well, they're kind of walking to get ice cream, but yeah, this is where, well, mostly all of them want to actually spy on Issei to actually see and who exactly this Sarah girl is, just to see if they'll be way better than Sarah or whoever this girl is. But yeah, Issei kind of grabs the ice cream, and of course he kind of meets up with an old co-worker with him, because Issei does work with some of the kind of modern time villages about mostly shinobi and other things, but not much. But he does work with some other organizations that are quite evil, but not much neither. That's where, well, mostly he kind of meets up with an old co-worker that's actually at the ice cream shop with mostly his daughters. One girl, well, mostly his 3 daughters. 2 of them are quite young, but they're twins, and the other one is kind of the similar age as Issei. That's where, well, the co-worker person has his eyes closed most of the time. He does have mostly blackish hair, and he kind of sees what's it called, well, Issei. That's where, well, Issei says, "Ah, it's been a while, old buddy. What's your name again? Sorry about forget. Well, let's see if I can remember." That's where, well, he says, "Ah, Kiyoshi Ushikawa." This is where, well, mostly Kiyoshi kind of says, "Ah, if it isn't Issei Suzuki. It's been a while there, dear friend." This is where, well, mostly the person with closed eyes kind of gives a handshake towards Issei, which Issei takes it. And of course, where, well, Ishiki kind of noticed the young boy that's on top of Issei's head. This is where, well, he kind of gives his hand towards Megami, and Megami kind of just over his eyes. He doesn't really like kind of like talking to other people that isn't his father, or mostly Sarah. This is where, oh, mostly Ishiki says, "Ah, so cold." Well, mostly Ishiki. This is where, well, he kind of says, "Ah, so cold." Huh. But still so kind of cute. This is where, well, Megami kind of just swipe his hand. This is where, well, he says, "Don't do that, Megami." This is where Megami kind of just looks away and kind of looks at the ice cream. But yeah, this is where, well, 2 young girls are actually next to mostly, well, Kyushu kind of says, "Oh, well, I'd like you to meet my 2 kind of young daughters here. This one is named Irie, the girl with kind of mostly, well, mostly kind of having kind of ponytails, blackish kind of ponytails, well, pigtails, and of course reddish eyes. Doesn't she look similar to her mother? And also, this is Aiko over here with the girl with kind of like just having one ponytail kind of like in front of her. But yeah, this is where, well, both of them says, "Aw, he's so cute." This is where they kind of point at Megami, and Megami kind of just looks at him, kind of hisses like a cat a little bit, and just doesn't really want to be kind of called cute most of the time. He kind of chuckles and says, "Sorry about mostly Megami. Megami doesn't like that many people." This is where, well, mostly Kisho says, "Understandable." And this is my older daughter here. This is where, well, mostly kind of points at, well, the girl who kind of is like eating ice cream and kind of like writing down something somewhat. Or not really writing down something. She's writing on her phone. And this is where, well, she kind of is just like looking at something, kind of blushing a little bit. Right now, she's looking at a picture with kind of brownish haired boy, spiky a little bit, who hasn't really been seen for 2 months. This is where, well, the boy kind of has golden brown eyes, and he seems to be considered to be the perverted beast of Koa. But in her opinion, she doesn't really mind if he's a beast or not. Maybe he's be a beast in her bed. This is where, well, she grins until this is where, well, she knows her father kind of be talking to someone, which she just ignores entirely. But when she kind of looks up to see mostly her father kind of point at her now. This is Junko right here. And yes, they all have my last name. Don't worry about that. This is where Junko looks up to see Issei. Issei kind of smiles and says, "Hello. It's been a while, Junko. Yeah, I seen you in my kind of high school before." This is where, well, mostly, Kyushu was like, "Oh, I forgot you go to the same school as my daughter. You don't talk to her too much, do you?" "Not really. You see, here in that school, I have to act like a perverted idiot most of the time. But hey, after a while, I'm gonna drop out anyway. I gotta take care of my own child. I don't really have time for school or whatever bullcrap. Besides, I've got a better paying job than ever." If you think about it. This is where, well, Keisha says that is true. This is where, well, Junko's face becomes alright after seeing Issei, literally right in front of her. And this is where, well, she actually has a massive crush on Issei. And yes, she is kind of yelling at her a little bit. This is where, well, she is shocked to see Issei. And this is where, well, Issei says, "Hello there, Junko." This is where Junko's like, "Hi." This is where, well, she's stuttering a little bit, which makes mostly Kisho kind of notice this, and kind of notice that mostly his daughter has a crush on Issei. This is where, well, Of course, mostly Junko doesn't know about Issei's true personality, but it seems that mostly she seems to develop a massive crush on probably his perverted side. His false perverted side. Kisha kind of grunts and says, well, what brings you here to the ice cream shop? This where, well, Issei says, oh, here. I'm just buying an ice cream for mostly my son, me, and also his mother. This where, well, right now making Megami blush in embarrassment and says, no, Sarah is a friend of my father's, yeah. This is where Junko hears about this and says, huh? This is where, well, who exactly is Sarah in her head? This is where she does not know who exactly Sarah is in her head, but she will find out later. This is where, well, mostly, Kuishi, let me say it again, his name. Kiyoshi kind of thinks and says, quite interesting. Well, I should probably be going, now that I think of it. I just went to buy ice cream for my daughters. He says this, but see ya, old buddy. This is where, well, mostly Issei and Kiyoshi kind of just handshake again. And of course, where, well, we'll see Issei kind of waves bye to the two twins, and of course bye to Junko. This is where, well, he had his eyes also closed and smiling, similar to that of Kiyoshi, because again, he's a psychopath somewhat, but not much. This is where, well, Kiyoshi is kind of walking with his two twins, of course smiling when they're kind of just being adorable. And of course noticing Junko always just kind of giving glances towards Issei. Issei buys mostly 3 ice creams. He does kind of ask mostly Megami for his taste of ice cream. He says that he wanted a kind of, well, mostly chocolate mint ice cream, while Issei kind of just gets a regular chocolate mint, not chocolate mint, mostly just a regular, just chocolates with mostly, yeah, chocolate or cookie chocolate ice cream, but yeah, not the point. This is where, well, he also gets something for Sarah, but yeah, he doesn't know if Sarah likes ice cream that much, but whatever. He just gets her like a strawberry something, but yeah. This is where, well, we'll see the store to get the ice cream, while we'll see Megami eats the ice cream, while Issei's eating his own ice cream. They get to, we'll see Sarah's house. Now, of course, this is where, well, the girls that were still stalking, they couldn't really find Issei's tracks because mostly Issei and Megami were walking beside each other when they were actually not walking beside, mostly they were still walking and of course getting towards mostly the town, well, not town, mostly the place of where Sarah lives. But of course Issei was quite fast and not letting anyone try to track their movements, because Issei, he's always kind of paranoid. Well, not paranoid that much, but he is kind of a type of person to not let people like target or kind of like follow his tracks that easily. But yeah, also thanks to the fact that he has no magic use, he's actually pretty hard to detect for people who actually use magic. But yeah, this is where, well, when they get to Sarah's house, this is where Issei knocks at the apartment, because it's actually, well, not apartments, at the house. This is where, well, someone yawns and kind of opens the door. This is where, well, it seems to be a girl with kind of mostly magenta slick eyes with mostly bluish long hair, but of course she does have kind of 2 tails poking out from her head. And of course, this is where, well, she does have a tail in this where, well, she does have only a t-shirt, like a blue t-shirt that just covers up her chest and a little bit of her panties. She does not have any like mostly leggings or any of that, or anything that she's wearing for like legs. Her thighs just showing a little bit. This is where she yawning and she kind of opened her eyes, and this is where she kind of sees Issei and Megami. Issei says, hey, it's been a while. This is where, well, mostly right now making Sarah kind of blush and says, Issei, what are you doing here? Megami. This is where, well, she noticed Megami, and Megami says, hi. This is where, well, she kind of noticed Megami kind of open up a little bit more and acts a little bit more friendly. This is where, well, we'll see Sarah kind of grabs Megami, because, well, Megami was about to fall until Issei grabbed him and, of course, gave it to mostly Sarah. This is where Sarah says, what are you guys doing here? This is where, well, Issei says, Megami wants to come see you. I decided to follow along, and then we got ice cream. I didn't know what type of flavor you would like, so I got you this type of flavor. He shows the strawberry ice cream, which mostly Sarah takes and eats it. And she says, I don't really mind any type, but still, you do realize how early this is. Issei says, yeah, 7 in the morning, but yeah, don't mind that. Besides, I met with an old co-worker friend. I don't really mind kind of going out here and other things, just to see you. This is where Issei kind of smiles, while Sarah kind of blushes. This is where, well, we go into mostly a time skip of them going inside. But yeah, this is where, well, Sarah's blushing from the fact that mostly Issei doesn't really mind seeing her most of the time. Now, of course, when she ever met Issei, Issei was kind of a distant person most of the time. But now it just became just a routine, funny visit to each other. Of course, well, Issei kind of just admit the biggest bomb for her and says, well, Sarah, since mostly Megami starts kind of liking you, and mostly kind of acting friendly more with you, I'm thinking of just telling you this now. Sarah says, "What is that? Would you like to go on a date with me?" This is where, well, Sarah's face becomes entirely red. And this is where, well, Issei grins and says, "So you'd rather become mostly boyfriend and girlfriend, wouldn't it? Or maybe we can just become husband and wife." This is where Sarah's face is all red. All of it. She turned mostly like 4 different shades of red. But other than that, I gotta be going. I gotta be kind of going to pick up someone. But for right now, I'll be leaving it off here for part 3. Other than that, bye soon, yeah.